So welcome, welcome to my this is gonna be my first live stream. This is gonna be my first live stream right here on YouTube. I'm gonna be using this to be checking out the system, so I'm not perfect when it comes to this. But definitely welcome. My name is Michael Kazim. If you all don't know me, I've been in the Forex industry for a minute now, and it's about time I start taking some of my trades. Like I said, I've done previous videos where I analyze like the market, and I did like the Forex, the weekly analysis, and couple other videos if you've seen it on my YouTube live. So now what I'm doing now is a little bit more different from that, because I want to start going live, because I promised couple of my students, couple of my mentees that I'm going to start going live now. I want to start going live and see how people respond to my daily trades. So I'm going to be going live. So today, this stream is just going to be it's going to be more of telling you guys more about my upcoming streams. And so I'm going to be going live basically London section. Okay, London session. We're going to be going London session only, and it's going to be around Frankfurt Open all the way to like the London launch. So it's going to be, if you're in Nigeria, it's going to go from around 7 a.m., which is going to be Frankfurt Open, all the way to London launch, which is going to be around 10 o'clock to 11. So that's pretty much 3 hours of YouTube streams. And by God's grace, we should be able to see one or two trades around that specific time zone. Okay, so, and like I said, my name is Michael Kizim, and people call me Mr. Kaz. Everybody regards me as Mr. Kaz, like everybody, like, so just call me Mr. Kaz. Anyway you see me, whether on Instagram, I'm on Instagram as Mr. Kaz, Twitter, Facebook, any other thing, my name is Mr. Kaz. So this week I just want to go through what are our sentiments for this week. Okay, what are our sentiments? What are we looking at in the market this week? What is this week telling us? Okay, so if we look at this week profile, you always have to look at the dollar. And I keep saying this, to be honest with you, the way I've been in the Forex now for a minute, I could just literally tell you that looking at the dollar tells you everything, bro. The dollar tells you everything. Like, the dollar, just before any analysis, before you get into any pair, whether it's a pair, commodity, anything, you always want to check the dollar if you're trading Forex pairs or commodities. And if you're trading the stocks, you might be using more of like the NAS, S&P, or US30 to like kind of check what the stocks are looking at. But for Forex pairs and commodities, check on the dollar. So right now, this is the dollar. As you can see, it's been on this scenario for a minute. This is the weekly time frame. And you can see the weekly time frame. We're creating bunch of zones. And when I'm on the weekly time frame, I used to like to say zones, which means zones that is being respected in the market, and I like to move in zones. So once market breaks a particular zone, I know that okay, this is the zone that I'm expecting the market to go next to. Okay, so I'm always expecting zone, and I always use three colors in trading. I always like the green, the red. And I like one that I also call like my trend lines are always in more of like it's always in blue. Okay, so I like to use these three colors to just kind of like tell me which particular area my trade is sitting at. So I like to use my trend lines always going to be in it's always going to be in blue. My eyes, so if I'm expecting the market to push above, I'm looking for green, and if I'm expecting the market to like kind of like push below, I'm looking for red. So now ignore that. pretty much just ignore that. So I'm going to view out this weekly time frame, and in order for us to be able to see what is the market doing as of right now. And as you can see, market has completely violated this zone right here. Okay, market has violated this zone right here, and now we've seen a push down all the way down here. Okay, so now I can decide to say, okay, this was a zone that was taken out. This was the zone that was taken out right here. Okay, so this was the zone that was taken out right around there. Boom. I'm going to use my coins for that. Okay, so what are we expecting for the dollar to do this week? We still have another what? We have another zone very close that market is kind of like reacting from right now. So it has broken the first zone. The second zone is where the market is looking for towards to break all the way to. Now we have this all the way down here. The market can decide to like what, to come all the way down here, but it's not going to just take, it's not going to take 1 day or 2 3 days. These are setups that might take what, that might take weeks. But as you can see, literally that the market is what, is pushing to the downside as of this current week situation. So where is this coming from? A lot of people might say, but why is it going down? Why is it going down? As you can see, if you go to the monthly time frame, let's go to the monthly time frame, and we can see where exactly this market is, what this market is coming from. Okay, we can see exactly where this market is coming from. All right, so we can decide to say, okay, this was our highs, and this was more of like a resistance zone that market tapped into. Whatever you trade, whether you're ICT, your SMC, your support and resistance, you are supply and demand, whatever trader you are, whether we all can agree this is a resistance zone or area where market has tapped into in order to continue to the downside. We have like more of like a liquidity rate around here, and you can see market is start going to the downside. Now we go to the weekly time frame, and as you can see in the weekly time frame, we kept breaking these zones to the downside. And when we keep breaking zones to the downside, what are we expecting? We are just expecting market to keep floating like a what? To keep floating like a air, and just keep what? And just keep going all the way down without any intrusion all the way down here. So can we expect reversals? Of course, definitely we can expect reversals, because like I said, if we zoom out of this right now, if we zoom out of this zone right now, markets can decide to say, okay, well, I don't want this zone anymore. And if we don't respect this zone to the upside, we can see a push up for what, for reversals. But as of right now, we are still inside of this world. We are still inside of this zone right around here. So now we have another eye, which is another resistance zone around here. This can be a more of a liquidity zone that we're expecting the market to tap to in order to give us more of like a reaction. So that's the previous week high. So that's the week high. So that was the highest of that week candle for last week. So now we go to the daily, and as we can see, the daily is more of is kind of ranging. I get him is in a range zone right now. We've broken a zone around here. We've broken a zone around here. All right. We've broken this zone around here, and as you can see, as we broke this zone around here, we are expecting what? We are expecting market to what? Market to retest of these zones in order to what? To give us more of a quick we can get a quick reaction around here in order for us to get this. Okay, so let me edit that so you can see. I'll use that as purple, or I'll use that as pink. Let me use this as, okay, now you can see. So we are expecting more of something like this around the dollar. Okay, and if we can see this, we'll be able to see this clearly in the 4-hour zone. Okay, we'll be able to see this clearly somewhere around here. So as you can see, we broke around what? We broke around this zone right here. We broke this zone right here. We broke this zone. I just want to make it clear. So we broke this zone right here, okay? And what do we expect? We're expecting market to do what? We're expecting market to kind of retrace and give us a clear sell continuation to this low for now. So this week we are expecting a movement like this in the dollar. I get me. So this is what we are expecting in the dollar for this week. We are expecting some kind of like a retracement, a retracement to this zone right here in order for us to get a full reaction. Now, as you can see, if we check the bottom, so as you can see, if we check the bottom, you'll see that we don't have equal lows. We don't have any sign of equal lows. So I'll use my what? I'll use my blue line. Like I said, my blue line are more of a slant. My blue line are more for slant. My red is for areas where I'm looking for sales. My green is for area where I'm looking for what? Where I'm looking for buys. And this is more of my Fibonacci retracement. So what color should I use for my Fibonacci? Let me use the yellow for my Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, we've broken this to the downside. We are looking for more of a continuation. We don't have equal lows around here, so we are expecting what? We are expecting the market to retrace somewhere around here in order to give us. So this is what we are looking for this week when it comes to the dollar. So now, if we know this is our analysis for the dollar, this is how it gets interesting, guys. This is how it literally gets interesting, because if we know that is our what, if we know that is what we're looking for on the dollar, so why do we have to stress ourselves? Why do we have to stress ourselves, okay, in order to trade other currencies when we know that, okay, this is the dollar, this is exactly what the dollar is doing? So if we know what the dollar is doing, all right, if we know what the dollar is doing, all we have to just do is take this and figure out what pairs correlate with our with the dollar, that correlates negative or positive against the dollar. So now let's see. We already know that if the dollar is going to move in this direction, which means we are, for the massive move, we are expecting more sales for the dollar, for the massive move. So what are we going to be expecting for other pairs if we're expecting more sales for dollar? So that means for GU, GBP, USD, we are going to be looking for what? We are going to be looking for more buys. Okay, for Euro USD, we are going to be looking for what? More buys. Why? For our USD JPY, we are going to be looking for what? Sales. Based on our buyers now, for USD CAD, we are going to be looking for what? For sales. Why? For USD share, which is my favorite pair, we are going to be looking for sales. So based on what we know about, and how can I come to this conclusion when I'm saying that, okay, if DXY, if this is going to be our move for DXY for this week, right? how am I able to come to this kind of what, to this kind of conclusion? The way I'm able to come to this kind of conclusion is because I know that when it comes to GPP XXS USD pairs, we are looking for buys because the USD is what is the code currency. So if the USD is code currency, if the dollar is going down, that means anything that is quoted against anything that is quoted with the USD is going to be what is going to be biased, because in that pair the dollar is weak, which is same thing right here. The dollar is going down, the dollar is weak. This is the DXY, which means it calculates the what? It calculates the price movement against every other currency. So you always have to use the USD and the dollar, the DXY, to kind of like overview the whole market. So now, if you know that, if you know that the dollar is going down, so that means USD JPY pairs, USD CAD or USD chef, you know that it's going to be selling, because what happens to this currency? The dollar is the base currency. Okay, so now we know where the dollar is going for this week. If we know that we should be expecting more sales for this week, and so if we're expecting more sales this week, does that mean we can catch these buys? Of course. So this is where Forex gets interesting, because we can also catch these buys, we can catch these sales depending on the time frame, depending on the liquidity areas those buyers are. You can able to catch both momentum. Don't if anybody tells you that you cannot in a trending scenario, you should only trade the trend. Yes, of course you can take the trend, but market moves in a certain way. Market moves like it moves like a wave. So even though we are selling, okay, even though we are selling, markets will still do what? Markets will create higher highs for sales, break it down, same thing over and over again. Boom. Right? Create what? Higher highs. In other words, to sweep them all the way. Okay, same thing. Fail to create equal lows and create higher highs for sales. Equal highs and create equal highs for sales. So it will fail. So once the market fails to create equal lows, okay, market will fail to create equal lows, then create a what? It will create a equal highs, then what? It will sell. Simple as ABC. Don't let it get equal. Don't get it twisted. So it will fail to what? To fail to create. Same thing again. It will fail to create equal lows. Then what? Then it will what? Sweep the highs to create equal highs, then sells. I always use the red for sales. It's just kind of my thing. So it will do what again? It will fail to create equal lows, then what? Create equal highs and do what? And sell again. And this is so does that mean we cannot catch these buys? Definitely we can catch these buys every single time. Okay, we can catch these buys every single time. We can catch this buy. It's do what? Fail to create equal lows again. Then do what? Create equal highs in order for it to sell. And I know a lot of people might use different names to name all these. They might call it all kind of models and all that. But this is how the market moves when it's going down. This is how the market moves when it's going down. You might have had the what's it called? The old trick, which they say market goes like this, it goes like this. No. It doesn't do this right here. It's this kind of momentum does not exist. Trust me, this kind of momentum right here does not exist, because if you trade on this kind of momentum right here, you end up losing your money. You want to trade on this kind of bias that the market always what? In order for the market to go down, it has to create equal highs to sell down, and as soon as it sells down, it's always going to break a what? There's always going to be a break of structure. Okay, there's always going to be a what? A break of structure. It breaks it, Okay, there's always going to be a break of structure around there somewhere. There's always going to be a what? Another break of structure. There's going to be a what? Another break of structure. In other words, for the market to what? To keep going down. So now, once this market wants to reverse, once this is where it now gets very, very interesting. Once this market now wants to reverse, okay, once it creates equal low, are you getting me? Once it creates equal low, now look at this. Soon as it comes down here, and for some of you that want to know more about this, it's we call this the market maker model. We call this the market maker model. So once it creates equal low, okay, with a sweep of the which a sweep of the previous low, now we can know that okay, this market has failed to sell, to continue to sell. So now we can start seeing what? We can start seeing it create equal lows to buy. It does what? Create another equal lows to buy. Create another what? Equal lows to what? To buy. Equal what? Equal lows to what? To buy. So now, so these are now ways you can now what? You can catch those what? You can catch those buy swings. These are ways where you can what? You can catch those what? Buy swings. Because now the market, once you see the market in a sell scenario, creates equal lows, whereby the lows to the right side is bigger or is longer than the lows to the left, you know that this market has what? This market has created this. But does that mean we cannot catch these sales? We can catch all these sales right here. We can catch them only if you know what to look for. But the main times in this kind of scenario is where they advise you to trade with the trend, is you'll be able to catch this swing buys. You can see how these swing buys look like. See how nice they are. As you can see the swing buys. This is how you'll be able to catch the 50, the 60, the 800 pips in the market, because you see how longer they are. Okay, and you can see the sales too. When you are able to catch this kind of sale, you catch a massive 300 pips, depending on what kind of time frame you're using. You'll be able to catch 300, 400 pips, depending on the time frames you're using. So now you'll be able to see for the advanced learner, advanced guys who knows more about Forex, you know usually majority of the time these zones that create the core lows are more of where there is the internal liquidity, and the internal liquidity are more of your order block. They can be your order block, they can be your fair value gaps. Okay, and these are where you might see those internal liquidity, and you might see them grab, or they might be your session highs and session lows and all kind of good stuff. Why around here, that has to do with your external lows. Your external lows can be around here. Your external liquidity around somewhere around here. Your external liquidity can be somewhere around here. Your external liquidity can be what? Somewhere around here. So your external liquidity can be previous highs, probably the monthly highs or the monthly lows, the weekly highs or the weekly lows, or the daily highs or the daily lows. So those are the highs where your internal liquidity are more of like your FVGs area and all that. So once you know that this is how the market moves, okay, this is how the market moves. Now once you go to this kind of environment, what are we expecting? I get me. We've seen this same way. You see, we've seen the same thing happen around here. Are you getting me? We've seen the same thing happen around here where market broke this, and as you can see, what did it do? It didn't just go down. It broke it, boom. Then what created failed to create equal lows. As you can see, it failed to create equal lows. Then what? Come down, create equal high, then what? Sell. Are you getting me? Same thing I've just explained literally right now. It just literally happened right here. The market failed to create equal lows, and start selling to this downward direction, as you can see. So now we are expecting the same thing to happen around here again. We are expecting the same thing to happen around here again. the market has failed to what, to create equal lows. Okay, so once it fails to create equal lows, we are expecting what, a kind of push to sweep a liquidity zone and now push down to these lows that I failed to what, to create. So now if we create that, hopefully we can do what, we can break another structure, then what, we can get another what, failed market failed to what, to break, to create equal lows, sweep that and what, come down again. So that's what we are expecting in this kind of scenario. We are expecting this kind of scenario to keep going down in the dollar. As you can see, to keep going down in the dollar. So that is my explanation for that. So now, so like I said, we know we are expecting GBP USD to buy. We are expecting USD to buy. So now let's go to our what, to GBP USD. And to, let me see, should I do GBP USD or Euro USD? Okay, let me do GBP USD because I think a lot of people like GBP USD better, because pretty much both of them are the same. What's it called? They are the same. But let me just do GBP USD, and yeah. So as you can see, this is GBP USD, massive sell to the upside. This market has been going up for the last couple days. And where do we think we're going? We're going to, if you zoom out, we might test this zone right here. If you look to the what, if you look to the left, we might test this zone right here. So for anything, for this market to react, okay, for this market to react, we might see something like this and probably come down here to, you know, continue its journey. But we have to see a kind of reaction around here. Okay, let us go to the weekly time frame. So we might see a kind of reaction around here. So this is going to be our weekly highs. So market has to touch this weekly highs for any reaction for now. Just like I was telling you, what is happening to the dollar? The dollar is going down, right? As you can see, the dollar is going down. But what is happening to GBP USD? Remember I was telling you, GBP USD, Euro USD are buying. And you can see the chart, GBP USD, Euro USD are buying. So what are we looking for? We are looking for more buying opportunities with the GBP USD. So don't sleep on it, guys. We are looking for more buying opportunity, more buying power with the GBP USD. So now, GBP USD, we are looking for more what? More buying scenario. But how do we get more buying scenario? How do we get more buying scenario in this kind of situation we are in? As you can see, the market is fully at the top of this previous highs. Okay, at the top of this previous high, market is sitting right here. But you can see it violated this high right here. This high was what? This high was what? This high was violated. So what are we expecting for this market to do after this high has been violated? We are expecting a more of a what? A retest to test any of this what? Any of the internal what? Internal liquidity in order to continue this what? To continue this scenario. Just remember, like I said, anytime market moves from what? Market moves from external liquidity to an internal liquidity, back to an internal liquidity to what? To internal liquidity, goes to what? An internal liquidity again, which might be your what? Which might be somewhere around your fair value gap or order block, okay, which is your internal liquidity. Now goes back again to your external liquidity, which is the previous high. Are you getting me? Now it's going to test that external liquidity again, break it. So are you seeing how the market is moving now? So it will go. So this is what? This is your what? Your order block or fair value gap area. So your market has gone what? It has come to the internal liquidity, which is the fair value gap or order block. Go out to the external liquidity, which is your previous highs, back to the internal liquidity again, break the previous highs. That's if he wants to break it. If he wants to break it, sometimes it will just decide if there's a sweep of this previous high. If there's a sweep of this previous high, it might decide to just go back to this internal liquidity again, right? Go back to this internal liquidity again, and what? And sell all the way down. So it's always going to move what? It's always going to move in from one external liquidity to internal liquidity. So market is always going to move. So now we've known that this market here is around our external liquidity. The market as what is around our external liquidity. So we are expecting the market to what, to come down to our what, to come down to our internal liquidity, which should be somewhere around here, in our internal liquidity. So what are we using for? We can use our Fibonacci to match where do we think the market can come around to. Now we go to the daily and see what potential areas do we think the market can come down to. Okay, what potential area do you think the market can come down to? As you can see right here, that's the previous highs. We can expect the market to come down to this gap here, okay, which is what, the previous or the daily fair value gap. Are you getting me? So that is one place where we might be looking for more buys to come down to to inside of this internal liquidity. Okay, so that's what we are expecting for it to happen to this week with GU. We can expect market to test this and either continue to buy or give us another reaction for it to sell. Okay, so this is what our analysis for this week on GU is going to be like. We are expecting the market to give us a retracement for us to continue these buys and continue going in our direction. Now, do you think the market might come all the way down here? Definitely no. This low has been protected. Do you think the market can come all the way here? It could also come all the way down there because this circle has not really been completed. So we can still see markets come all the way. We can still see market come all the way down here. The market can still even come all the way down here in order to go back up again. But so those are likely scenarios. Market can decide to go down, but at the end of the day, our main target is this previous high right here. This is our main target right here. Market has to tap into this. So our main buyers is still buys, which is our main buyers. But during the highs and lows of the day, we can literally catch sells and buys based on what the market is looking like. So we might wake up tomorrow now and market can decide to sweep this high, which is this 4-hour high right here. If we go to the 15 minutes or the 5 minutes, we can see it better. So market can decide to sweep this high right here. Okay, market can decide to sweep this high right here, give us maybe we should 1 to 2 on our platform, and we are done pretty much for the day. And market can still decide to still come all the way down here to test these lows in order for it to continue buying. Are you getting me? So inside of this lower time frame, in order for you to catch the buys and sell, always wait for a change of character. Change of character is very, very important. So now if the market continues now, so we have a 4-hour high here, which is a 4-hour high. So if market decide to clean this now, take this 4-hour high, sweep this liquidity, now change of character, or change of state delivery breaks this. So we have a mini sales for GU for maybe one or two sessions for us to take a sell. So we can't just say, because the market is buying, that doesn't mean we are looking for buy. We can sell to our point of interest. So now the market is buying, but the market has swept previous highs, which is the 4-hour highs, and gave us a change of state of delivery. So now for example, a change of state of delivery is something like this. Once market gives us one previous high, fail to create equal lows, and sweep that high again to break this structure. So now we've had a change of state of delivery. We wait for market to tap either one of these fair value gap around here, and we look for ratio 1 to 3 on our sales. Are you getting me? We look for ratio 1 to 3 on our sales, and we can easily take that to the direction of our POI for our what, for our buys. I get it. We can easily take that, so it doesn't have to be, I'm really looking for buys. If you are looking for buys now, this might not happen till next week. That's how crazy the market is. And by the time it even happens, you might not even be on the chart, because sometimes some of this buy might happen doing might happen like maybe closing of New York session, or it might even happen on the might even happen on the Asian session. So you might wake up to catch the weighters, but you might not be able to enter at that full, so that is what we are looking for. So we are kind of looking for more of a sell to buy, just like how we are looking for a buy to sell on the DXY. Why here we are looking for more of a sell to what, a buy to sell. Why on GU we are looking for what, a sell to buy. So this week is going to be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting week, and I hope for everybody watching this, I hope profitability for every single one of you. I'm hoping for profitability for every single one of you. Don't worry, you are going to be making money with the Forex market. Just chill and relax yourself. There's going to be money to be made. Okay, so now that's GBP USD. GBP USD, like I said, we are expecting the market to take out some of this internal liquidity to continue the buyers. Okay, or we can expect the market to come little down here to continue the buyers. Okay, so that's for GBP USD. So watch out for more buys, continuation, but our main target is going to be this eyes right here. This is our main target, on same as the daily eyes, the daily eyes. So that is what we're expecting for GU. Now let me see which other pairs do we have there. Gold is not my favorite type of trade, and I do literally respect all the gold traders out there. I literally respect you guys. You guys are doing a fantastic work, but my analysis, my strategy, and all that requires a more of I like a stable. I like when market goes in one stable way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want too much volatility. I just need that medium range volatility to get what I need out of the market, and that is just it. I don't want where market might go in a kind of a rational way. I have a system. I have something that I'm looking for in the market every single time, and gold is one type of market that doesn't really give me that opportunity every single time. It might give it to me today and not give it to me today. So that's why I trade the pairs that I trade. I know what I'm looking for, and as soon as I see it on those pairs, I know what to do next. But gold, to my kind of way of trading, gold gives it to me also at the end of the day. But that thing it's not really there. It's later on that I'll say, oh, I just seen it. So it might be too fast. I might have missed the entry. Then I'll say, oh, at the end of the day, it gave me my confirmation, but I didn't take it. So, but there are some pairs, the pairs that I trade, I need it to align with a certain time of the market, and I need all kind of confirmation. So, but with gold is a very sweet market to trade if you have the nerves, and if you have the will, and if you have the money. Please make sure you have enough capital, have good amount of capital in your account to trade it. So let's check gold out. One of the simplest strategy to trade gold is just it respects zone a lot, and that's why I like gold. It respects zone very much. It respects zone. It's trading what's it called, can be very very sweet. So what am I expecting? So what am I expecting with gold? So this is gold right here, the weekly time frame. See, just one massive range. So if I was there on the weekly time frame, I'll just mark this previous. I'll just mark this right here. This fair value gap. Okay, I'll just mark this right here immediately. I don't care. what happens. This is what I'm looking for with gold this week. And guys, this is how your trading is just going to be sweet this week. I just literally make it so easy for everybody watching this right now. This is where I'm looking for trade this week. Any other place, I am sorry, I don't want to take any trade. I need my words. I need the market to come down to this zone in order for me to take a trade. Does it align with my Fibonacci retracement? It's sitting on the 50% range. So I need some type of retracement back to right here. That is just it for me with gold. I'm not looking for sales with gold. Please, when it comes to GBP USD and Euro USD, you can actually sell down to your point of interest. It's very sweet. AUD USD, GBP USD, every USD pairs. No, not every USD pair. Sorry, the GBP USD, AUD USD, Euro USD, and GBP USD, Euro USD, AUD USD, and NZZ USD. The reason why, because those markets, there's two banks involved, there's two countries involved with it. So for GBP USD now, during the London session, you might see a sell, right? You might see a sell down to your point of interest. And while doing New York session, you might actually see a reversal to continue the trend. But with gold, please, if you want to, for those people that are trading gold, just wait for market to enter your point of interest. Don't even say let me sell down. When it comes to gold, I don't do this. I don't do all this inducement trading. I don't do none of this inducement trading. I don't. With gold, I just need it to come to my POI. If it doesn't come to my POI, okay, I'll leave it alone. But this POI that I've marked right here is where I need it to come to. As you can see, this is a failed, what's it called right here? This market failed around here. Okay, so this is a failed swing around here. So I'll be marking right here. I can put my alarm. And I can just literally sit down and wait jejely, like my Yoruba people say, wait, be omoluabi, and just wait for this to continue down here. All these sales right here, I'm not taking it. I don't need it. I don't want it at all. Okay, I don't want it at all. So that's what I'll be looking for gold this week. If you have money in your capital, you can risk it, but for me, I am not risking it. I want market to come to this point of interest right here. As you can see, that was where the market broke. As you can see, there's a break of structure. Just for some of you, like I said, there's a break of structure around here, and I need market to retrace in order to buy to the upside again. So that's going to be it for gold. Which other market is there? So I've analyzed the dollar, I've analyzed GBP USD, and my analysis for GBP USD is pretty much for EU, and it's pretty much for EU, NU, and other pair. So let me do the USD XXX pair. Let's go to USD JPY. I know a lot of people like Japanese pair. Sorry, that's actually Chinese. That's not Japan. But I'm going to be analyzing USD JPY pairs. JPY. Oh, let's go. So for JPY pairs, what are we looking at today? So for JPY pairs, this is easy, bro. Like if I wish like Wall Street can just literally pay me to analyze for them. Imagine me just analyzing for Wall Street, and I'm like, my name is Mr. Kaz, and I'm gonna be your analysis for this week. And yeah, so for USD JPY, the Japanese pair it's been strong based on Donald Trump, wooty woo, and they're like, okay, yeah, so forget about that. So for JPY pairs, what are we looking for JPY pairs? Just like I told you, see, I have not taken out my DXY out. My DXY analysis still remains entered here. You see, I never closed this window. I never actually close this window. I'm expecting more sales for the for the JPY. And what happened when I told you I'm looking for more sales? So that means the dollar is weak. So I'm looking for for more sales with USD JPY. Okay? So what do I do? There's this zone right here that the market has to tap to. This zone right here. So for anything to happen at all, this zone has to be has to be tapped for anything to happen. So are you getting me? For anything to happen, the market has to tap this zone. So now if market decides to now, let's say market decides to just tap it, if we break it, if not, we can decide to create equal lows to buy, to this buy side right here, because as you can see, we failed to create an equal low. So that is a scenario right there. We don't know yet, but in order for market to go up, it has to sweep this. It has to sweep this right here. Okay, it has to sweep this right here. So now we still have close to amount of number of. We still have a lot of room to trade to. Actually, we still have a lot of room to trade to. Okay, so we have a lot of room to trade to. So what do? I'll mark out this eyes here. I mark out this eyes here, and this weekly lows here, because this is literally our external liquidity. Remember, I told you market has to go from external towards to internal liquidity. So that's our internal liquidity right there, which is our weekly fair value gap around there. So that's our weekly fair value gap. So market has to go from external liquidity to internal liquidity and back towards external liquidity. So simple as ABC. So this is what we're looking for this week. Just exactly the same thing I said on DXY. See how the analysis is pretty much the same. A round of applause for me. See how the analysis is pretty much the same. Exactly the same thing we are going to be looking with for our USD JPY. Okay, so as you can see, so I'll put this in red. I always put my sales in red. Okay, so I'll put my sales in red. Okay, so I'll put my sales in red. So that means for this week now, what am I going to be looking for? We can look for a buy momentum. So we can look for buys all the way to right here, and for that sell to continue down. So that's just easy thing. Okay, so that means you wait for a session to open, wait for kind of like a liquidity or change of state of delivery around this zone right here, around these lows right here. Okay, around these lows right here, around this low right here. Or if you don't want to do that, just set this as your POI and just wait for market to create all kind of inducements. Let it create all kind of inducements, and all that. And soon as it gets to this place, boom, you sell down, boom. Okay, so that inducement you can use your trend line, whatever, until it gets there and it will sell all the way down. So whatever you want to do, you can go ahead and do it. But that is what I'm expecting for USD JPY for this week. This is the 4 hour. I can go to the 15 minutes. My 15 minute looks rough, guys. I don't like using 15 minutes. So my 15 minute looks rough, very, very rough. You don't even want to see what is happening on my 15 minutes. So that is what we are expecting for USD JPY. So which other currency do I want to look? Okay, let's look at oil, because I'm in Nigeria, and just in case Dangote sees this, please, Dangote, if you see this right now, I am a very good analyst. I can analyze the oil market for you, and I can tell you where oil is going in the next 2-3 months or 4 months. Okay, so I want to surprise Mr. Dangote, Femi or Tedola, everybody, because there are those oil tycoons. I don't know, they might call me. Like I said, if Wall Street does not see this, at least our Nigerian big men will see me as an analyst, and they probably might call me, hey, Mr. Kaz, what do you think the price of oil is going to in the next 1 year? I'll definitely tell you where the oil price is going in definitely 1 year. It's easy. I'll do that while you're on the live stream, okay? So, very, very easy. And people get this confusing based on how you trade and all that. The higher time frame should be your best friend. Even though you're a scalper, even though you're a day trader, the higher time frame tells you where the market is going for the long term. Okay? So we want to do oil. Let's do US oil because let's do US oil. Let's do FXCM. Okay. Alright. So I'm doing this. So hopefully Dangote will see this and it will. So right now we are 64 dollars per barrel. We are $64 per barrel. Imagine this thing was sitting at 85 in a couple months or couple weeks ago. So let's see, we are sitting at let's go to the monthly time frame. Let's go to the monthly time frame and see where can we take this price to. Okay, where can we take this price to? Right now we are sitting on the monthly time frame and I'm seeing something very sweet. I am seeing something very, very sweet, and I might like to call my friend, our big boss, Mr. Dangote, because I am seeing something very, very sweet, and that thing is oil price might be going up. It might be going up. We might be seeing oil price go to 128. We might be seeing oil price go to 128, guys. I'm going to this. If I'm able to predict this price of oil, US oil, I think this might be one of my greatest prediction of all time. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at right here. This is what I'm looking at right here. Like I said, remember I told you guys, markets has to create equal lows in order for you to sell. Good. Now it has created this equal lows right here on the monthly time frame. Break this juice. Okay, it has broken this juice right here. Okay, so you know what that means. It has broken the juice. So now, can we count this as our what? As our retracement? Can we say this is our retracement? Can we say that? Can we say this is our retracement, guys? Based on what I'm seeing right here, okay? And I want to add another juice to it, and I'm seeing another thing. Can I say that I'm seeing a trend line, a break of what? A break of a trend line. Can I say that? Okay? So if I'm seeing this too right now, on the monthly time frame, and I know that price once we reach a zone, price has to come up all the way to this zone right here. Okay, so that means what I'm looking at right now, the price of oil is in the retest zone, and we might test this fair value, we might test this trend line and do what in the next coming months. So in the next coming months, we might see oil price go towards 140. Guys, this will be very, very massive. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And this is on the monthly time frame, so this might take 1 or 2 years. Okay, there has to be a lot of things that have to play for this to happen. Okay, there will have to be a lot of things to play for this to happen. Okay, although I don't pray the price of oil goes to this though, because if the price of oil goes to this, whoo, oh my goodness gracious. But it just looks like more of just based on an analysis, something that could happen. Although I don't pray for that to happen. I don't pray for that to happen. That would be so massive. That would be too massive. I want to save this somewhere. Give me a sec, guys. I want to save this somewhere so I can literally come back to what I'm doing. I want to save this. I want to save this somewhere. I just want to save that. Okay, so I just want to save this somewhere. Like I said, this is just a speculation. Actually, I hope this doesn't become, because some people will become super rich if this happens. So we will become. Dangote might go from being a multi-billionaire to having like maybe $100 billion. Okay. But so do I expect this to happen? Like I said, I don't know. But it's looking like, because if you notice right here, if you notice what market does here, let's fair down here a little bit. Like I said, this is a break. This break. Can we take this as a weight test? Can we take this as a weight test? More of like an inducement. Okay. Can we take this as what? More of a what? Inducement. Okay. So if we take this as more of an inducement, let me take all this out. And this is a monthly time frame. Okay, this is a what? This is a monthly time frame. And this month candle has not closed yet. But let us look at these highs here. All these lows here. So depending on how this monthly candle close. Now, if this monthly candle close in this scenario right now, we have 10 more days. If this monthly candle close like this, we might be pushing up. We might be pushing up. Okay, we might push up to 126. Okay, we might push to 126. Let's go to the weekly time frame. We might push up to 126. Okay, so just if that happens, we might push to 126. We might push to 126. So that's just for now. Like I said, I really don't know what could happen next. But all this really has to happen with maybe geopolitical tension, and if a lot of things could happen, guys, for this to go to that price. But I'll be watching this. If I see more of a guys, this is so crazy. Guys, every little thing right now is pointing for oil to go to 126. Everything. This is a 4-hour change of structure right here. So every little thing is pointing for what? For price of oil to go to 126. So I am saying it here first. Oh goodness gracious. I am saying it here first that we might see price of oil go to 120 to 126. I am saying it right here first. That we might see the price of oil go to 126. Okay, so that is oil. If you want to trade it, just come to this 4-hour right here. We are in this 4-hour right here, looking superculously good. As you can see, market keeps violating the highs. So we might look for more of a weight test in order for us to continue buying. So for oil right now, you want to continue to buy oil. Now see the difference, see the correlation between oil and the US and DXY. Okay, so oil DXY is going down. Oil price might start to shoot up. Okay, so So yeah, so that's for that. That's for that right there. For oil, we are looking for what a more push to the upside when it comes to oil. So we are looking for maybe a previous day or fair value gap somewhere you can enter and just take it, and buy from there. And if you want to sell, these are great opportunities for you to sell, but this literally won't be a long sale. It might just be a scalp sale. But it looks like this buy right here might have a future. This buy right here might have a future to go to 126 based on this analysis that I'm seeing right here. Based on this analysis, this future for it to happen to go to 126. Okay, so that's based on my analysis. So yeah, so that's it for L. Let us quickly check on NAS 100, and this will be it for the day. NAS 100. NAS has been milking. NAS has been milking, guys. It's been milking. It's been milking. NAS has been really milking. So NAS, as you can see, we have this sweep of these lows right here. Do we think that these lows could get violated and we can come right here? Do you think that could happen right now? This is the weekly time frame. Do you think this can happen right now? Of course, definitely. Okay, so the same thing I'll do is for me to mark my what? I'll mark my previous week, which is this week. Last week, I'll mark my previous week and see what opportunities are left in this market for me to trade. As you can see, this candle has given us a change of state of delivery, which has to do with a long engulfing candle. So that means this long engulfing candle represents what? The monthly time frame. It represents the what? It represents the monthly time frame. Okay, because if you are seeing a monthly time frame alignment, you have to use a daily time frame confirmation. So this is a daily time frame confirmation for NAS. So guys, this is the second prediction for the market that we should be expecting NAS 100, and I'm saying it right here first on YouTube, that we're expecting NAS 100 to go back to what? To buy back to its original height, and we might see more buys. We might see we might see more buys, guys. This might push up. So if you are having a stock right now, whatever stock you want to buy right now, anything, start buying your stocks, guys. Start buying anything you have to buy, cause this baby boy is ready to what? Is ready to fly up. This baby boy is ready to what? To fly up. Okay, so as you can see, NAS is sitting at 18,321 right now. We're expecting it to go back to 22,312. So if you have a stock right now, if you want to buy a stock for the future, you should start buying NAS right now. Okay, so that is pretty much it for that. I really appreciate you guys for joining, for watching this YouTube live. Like I said, these are my prediction for for oil, for the US market, which is the NAS 100, and I've done for the DXY, I've done for all those other markets. So yeah, so this to the US oil and NAS is one thing I will be advising you guys to check, because if you are investing in the US market right now, I will definitely be watching the stock market. So it means you want to start buying the stocks right now. You want to start buying anything that has to do with the technology stocks. Start buying it right now, because they are going to start going up in value. All right, so that's pretty much it. I really appreciate you guys, and you can always send me a DM, always send me a message for you to join my Telegram group. And from after Tuesday, which is today's Easter Sunday, so tomorrow is Easter Monday. So from Tuesday starts a new trading session. I'm going to be going live on YouTube at London session, pretty much Frankfurt Open, which is 7 a.m. Nigeria time. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you might not be able to catch the live trade. So I expect you to sign up to my VIP access, where we take this trade live. Because even though it's live on YouTube, you might not be able to catch the exact entry because there's a lag. There's a lag on YouTube live. So I'm recording it right here with my students and my mentees on Zoom. So Zoom, it's very, very fast because they are, as soon as we enter in a position, Zoom is very, very fast. But if you're on YouTube, you're watching the live on YouTube, there might be like 2-3 minutes delay. So you might not catch it exactly the same time I am posting it. So I expect you to join my VIP access, and once you're in my VIP access, you are in my Zoom watching this from my Zoom, and you can actually take the trades with me, exactly the same entry. I go live. I do this trade Monday to Friday, same time, 6:45 a.m. to 10 a.m. London session. Okay, so thank you very much. My name still remains the same, Mr. Kaz, and this is just my Forex analysis for this week. Thank you and have a blessed week.